Alan's got a question. It says, "Hello, Father. I really struggle with doing an examination of conscience. I know in my mind what I want to say, but I can't seem to verbalize it in my prayers. Any tips or recommendations?" Um, yeah, so I think you're talking about specifically doing the examination of conscience and then really communicating it um, in confession, maybe. And so I guess I'll deal with if you're talking about just like a nightly or daily examination of conscience. So don't worry too much about in your own examination of conscience uh, not being able to put it into words in your prayer. That's okay, right? We talked about actually at the very beginning of this video that what's important to God is the heart. And so if you are able to examine those things and you know where you failed and where you succeeded and how God helped you in those areas where you succeeded and how you rejected God's help where you failed, and you're repentant for that and you want to change, that's enough. God sees your heart, and that's what He desires for that daily examination. When it comes to sacramental confession, I spoke earlier in this video. We'll keep it up, and so you can check it later on. A really good examination of conscience that you can go online and download is the Fathers of Mercy examination of conscience. You can download it for free. You can also buy it and have them ship it to you, but you can just download it, put it on your phone, and it has some really good text to look through and examine your conscience in that way. And then there are also a few confession apps on Android and on iPhone that are really nice because you can actually check box the sins that you've committed, and then what you can do is just kind of walk into the confessional with that and scroll through and just list off the sins that you have checked there. And the same thing if you've got that examination of conscience, you can just kind of circle things or put a little marker or whatever it is, so that you can go down and you just read off what's right there. And if the priest needs more information, then you can give more information based on the questions that he asks. And I find that to be really helpful if you have a hard time really communicating when you're in the sacrament of confession. And then when you're done, you can, it doesn't really matter what obviously throw away the examination of conscience, but as long as you don't put your name on it, then nobody's really going to be able to trace it back to you or anything of that sort. And so, yeah, no worries about, what do I do with it afterwards? You can burn it or chop it up or throw it away or whatever you want to do. But I wouldn't stress out about somebody finding it as long as your name's not on it.